Hello, students. Welcome to our class again. Today, we're going to talk about another topic, and that is all about simple interest. Okay, why do we need to study simple interest? And what is the application of this lesson to real life? But before that, we'll have a review first about converting percent to decimal. Our rule here is to convert a percent to decimal, drop the percent sign, and move the decimal point 2 places to the left. When the number in the percent is a whole number, the decimal point is understood to be stated at the right of the last digit. For example, to convert 12% to decimal, drop the percent sign and move the decimal point 2 places to the left to get 0.12. So here, ang decimal point is after sa 2. So i-move na to 2 places to the left. So 1, 2. So that becomes 0.12. Example, what percent of 10 is 5? Or pila daw ka percent sa 10 ang 5? So we will apply algebra here. Since we don't know what percent, so we will let x. So we have 10x equals 5. Since our aim here to get the x, so we will apply division property of equality. We need to divide 10 both sides. So 10x divided by 10 is x, and 5 divided by 10 is 0.5. And we will change this decimal to percent. We will do the reverse. We need to move the decimal point 2 places to the right now. So 1, 2, that is 50%. Therefore, 5 is 50% of 10. Now, what is simple interest? We borrow some amount or money from a bank or a money lender. This borrowed money is called as loan. However, at the time of returning the loan to the bank or the money lender, we have to pay back an amount somewhat bigger than the loan. So for example, nag-utang tag money sa bank or somebody na nagpautang. So, magbayad ta. And ang atong gibayad is somewhat bigger sa ato ang na-receive. So this additional amount is called a simple interest. Now, what is simple interest again? Simple interest is the charge on a loan amount called the principal. Simple interest on the amount invested or borrowed is computed based on the principal, interest rate, and length of time for which the money is invested or borrowed. The formula for the simple interest is I is equal to PRT, where I here is the interest, the P is the principal, the R is the rate of interest, and T is the time. Now, we will have the notations and definition of terms. We have the I here is the interest, meaning the payment for the use of borrowed money or the amount earned on invested money. The P is the principal, that is the amount borrowed or invested. And the R is the rate of interest, that's a fractional part of the principal that is paid on loan or investment. And the T is time, the number of years for which the money is borrowed or invested. And the F, that's the final amount or maturity value. That's the sum of the principal and interest earned within the time. The F here is, another symbol is A, or the final amount or maturity value. Okay, these are the formulas that we're going to use in dealing with simple interest. P is equal to I over RT, R is equal to I over PT, and T is equal to I over PR. These formulas were derived from the interest formula, that is I is equal to PRT, where I is the interest, the P is the principal, the R is the rate of interest, and T is the time or term in years or fraction of a year. Example, Teresa borrowed 120,000 from her uncle. If Teresa agreed to pay an 8% annual interest rate, calculate the amount of interest she must pay if the loan period is 1 year and the other one is 9 months. So si Teresa, naghulam siya money sa uncle nga 120,000 pesos. And i-agree siya nga 8% annual interest rate niya, meaning annual is yearly. Then ato ang i-calculate kung pila ang interest nga mabayad ni Teresa kung ang loan period is 1 year or 9 months. So asa kaha ang mas dako og interest ani? Okay, we will have the first solution here. We are given P, that is 120,000, and the R is 8%. That's the rate of interest. And we will convert 8% to decimal. So move to decimal places to the left. So we have the decimal here is after 8. So 1, 2, that becomes 0.08. And the T or the time is 1 year. Thus, I or the interest is equal to P, the principal, the R is the rate of interest, and the T is the time. So we need to multiply the 3. So 120,000 times 0.08 times 1, that is 9,600. That's the amount of interest kung bayaran ni Teresa iyahang giborrow nga money for 1 year. Now we will go to 9 months. We will check kung pila ang iyahang amount of interest kung 9 months lang bayaran ang iyahang giutang. So we are given P is the principal, that is 120,000. The rate of interest, that is 8% or 0.08, and the T is the time, 9 months. Since ang 9 months is wala pa siya kabutog year, we need to divide it by 12. Since ang 1 year kay 12 months man siya. So we have 9/12. Thus, I is equal to P times R times T, and that is 120,000 times 0.08 times 9/12, and that is 7,200. So for 9 months, nga loan period, ang amount of interest ni Teresa is only 7,200. So if you are Teresa, asa man inyong i-choose ang loan period nga 1 year or ang 9 months. So it's up to you. The decision is yours. Now we will go to the maturity value or the amount or balance. A is equal to P plus I, or A is equal to P plus PRT, or A is equal to P times 1 plus RT. So these three formulas here are the same. As we know that ang I is equal to PRT man po, and the last formula, you simplify ng A is equal to P plus PRT. Since the common variable there is P, so we have to put outside of the quantity sign. So P times 1 is still 1P, and P times RT is PRT. And A here is the maturity value, the P is the principal, and the I is the interest. Okay, we use the formula A is equal to P times 1 plus RT, where A is 4,263 pesos, which is the maturity value, and the P is 4,200, the principal, and the T is 3/4 year. We will solve for R, which is the rate of interest, after substituting values for A, P, and T. Okay, so we have here, our A is 4,263, our P is 4,200, then 1 plus R times our time is 3/4. So 4,263 is equal to 4,200 times 1 is 4,200, and 4,200 times 3/4 R, that is 3,150 R. We apply the distributive property. And then our aim is to find the R, or the rate of interest. So we will subtract 4,200 from each side. So 4,263 minus 4,200, that is 63. And we have 4,200 minus 4,200 is 0. Then the remaining number here and variable to the right side is 3,150 R. Since our aim is to get 1 R, or the rate of interest, and 3,150 is together with R, so we need to divide each side by 3,150. So 63 divided by 3,150 is 0.02, and 3,150 R divided by 3,150, that is R. And we need to convert 0.02 to percent. Move the decimal point going to the right 2 places. So we have 2. And that's the annual interest rate is 2%. Okay, another example here. If 10,000 pesos is invested at 4.5 simple interest, how long will it take to grow to 11,800? So we will use the formula T is equal to I over PR, because how long man ang gipangutana, how long will it take? So that denote time. Where the principal here is 10,000, the rate of interest is 4.5%, or we will convert that to decimal. We move the decimal point 2 places to the left, becomes 0.045. And as we know that the I is the previous formula here, we have A is equal to P plus I. So as we know nga ang 11,800, that's the A. So we have our principal is 10,000. So we need to subtract the maturity value minus the principal. So we have 11,800 minus the principal, that is 10,000. So we have 1,800. So the interest here is 1,800. And we need to substitute that to our formula to get the time, or the T. So we have T is equal to I over P times R. So our I here is 1,800 divided by 10,000 times 0.045. And the answer is 4. So it will take 4 years nga maabot ang 10,000 nimo nga gi-invest og 11,800. Okay, next example. A loan institution charges 12% simple interest for a 3-year 60,000 loan. So ang atonang kuhaon is find the total interest on the loan and find the total amount that must be paid to the loan institution at the end of 3 years. So we will solve A first. Here, our principal is 60,000. Our rate of interest is 12% or 0.12, and our time here is 3, since 3 years. So I is equal to PRT. So 60,000 times 0.12 times 3, that is 21,600. So the interest for 3 years is 21,600 pesos. Now we will go to B. At the end of 3 years, the loan institution must be paid the original 60,000 plus the interest of. I is equal to PRT is equal to 60,000 times 0.12 times 3, that's 21,600. And we need to add the maturity value. So we have 60,000 plus 21,600 is 81,600. So the institution must be paid 81,600. And this can be solved using the formula A is equal to B times 1 plus RT, where P is 60,000, R is 0.12, and T is 3 years. So we have P, the principal is 60,000, and then 1 plus the R is 0.12 times 3 is equal to 60,000 times 1.36, and that is 81,600. So that's the maturity value. Okay, we have find the present value of 86,000 at 8% simple interest for 3 years. Given ang maturity value is 86,000. The rate of interest is 8% or 0.08. And the time is 3 years. So we have P is equal to A, which is the maturity value, over 1 plus RT is equal to 86,000 divided by 1 plus 0.08 times 3, and 86,000 divided by 1.24, that is 69,354.84. That's the present value kung ang maturity value is 86,000. Ang simple interest for 3 years is 8%. Okay. Ordinary interest or banker's interest is an interest based on a 360-day year. Ang exact interest is interest based on a 365-day year. Because ang 1 year is 365 days man. But then, the ordinary interest or banker's interest, kanilang gigamit is 360-day per year. So, example, you get a 180-day 200,000 pesos loan from a bank at a 10.5% interest. Calculate interest using a 360-day and 365-day year. So, solution. Muna na itong solve is kadtong ordinary interest or the banker's interest, which is 360-day raang sa katuig nila. So, I is equal to PRT, where P is 200,000 and the rate of interest is 10.5%, and the T is 180 divided by 360 ra, or 1/2, diba? 180 over 360 that is 1/2. So, I is equal to 200,000 times ang 10.5%, if we will move the decimal point 2 places to the left, it becomes 0.105 times 1/2, and that is 10,500. And we will go to the 365-day year. I is equal to PRT, where P is 200,000 and the R is 10.5% or 0.105, and the T is 180 divided by 365. So we have 200,000 times our rate of interest here is 1.105 times, okay, how much is 180 divided by 365? 180, again, divided by 365, and that is 0.49. So we will change here 0.493. And if we are going to multiply them all, the answer is 10,356.16. So as we notice, ng 360-day year, favorable siya sa lender. Okay, dako iyang makita, that is 10,500. while ang 365-day year is favorable for the borrower kay gamay-gamay ra ang ihang balayran. So di ba, ang 360-day kay 10,500, then diri sa 365-day year that is 10,356.16, so mas gamay siya. So maong ang 360-day year favorable siya para sa gapautang, while ang 365-day year is favorable siya sa nag-utang. Okay, don't forget Matthew 25:27. Well then, should have put my money on deposit with the banker so that when I return, I would have received it back with interest. So I do believe it is possible for a Christian to lend money, earn interest, and still be a blessing to others. And in Psalm 37:21, it says, the wicked borrows but does not pay back, but the righteous is generous and gives. So if you borrowed something like money, don't forget to pay it back. We have to be generous always, especially to those who are in need. Remember, God loves a cheerful giver. Have a nice day, everyone. I hope you learned something today.